everyone, and welcome to episode 75 of the Video Games Ahoy Podcast.
Oh, wow.
75. I'm your host, Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Davy G.
Howdy doody.
And returning from his lifelong slumber, it's Zach Hamilton.
Dowdy howdy.
Yes, well, there's a title for the podcast straight off the bat. How's it going, Zach? Because it's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been ages, man. I've been missing the show. Yeah. I've not been able to. I just haven't been able to come and talk games, and it's been a sad old couple of weeks.
Well, I was just about to say, how's it going, Zach? I was going to say, how's it going, Dav? Because me and you have been holding the fort down. We've been chatting.
We have.
For the last couple of weeks. It's been lots of fun.
It has, yeah. It's been lovely just having no one else just getting in our way, Jonny.
I like taking up so much airtime that any less than 55%, and I'm raging.
I think it's at 55 minutes then.
55, yeah. I allow Dav 2 minutes, and then I'm raging if it's more.
A quick hi and a bye.
But yeah, are you guys okay?
Yeah, all good.
Good.
Hey, dude. How are you, Jonny? How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. My birthday was yesterday. I had a lovely little book. I don't know if you can see this. This is Ask Iwata.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about this. This is
amazing.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about this. It's been on my list for a long time. I kept telling.
I don't know anything about it. I mean, is it from the perspective of Iwata, or
yes, man. So it's
he wrote himself.
I think most of it is from his perspective, and then other parts of it.
Cool.
Just from, I think, towards the end, obviously when he dies. I think, I'm not too sure. I know that he wrote a lot of it though.
Sure.
And I think a lot of it is just his what it says on the front, words of wisdom from.
There's some stuff from his interviews as well, is there?
Yeah. So I'm genuinely really excited. Shall I read a chapter? Shall I?
Live reading. Do the whole book, Jonny.
Shall I? Is that illegal? I don't know. I'll find out if it is. If it's
No.
not. Then,
it's not illegal.
If it's not, then
I know someone that reads through Dune novels on Twitch. That's his vibe.
Oh,
that's cool.
That is a vibe, and I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely here for it. How are you, Chickpea? You've just
welcome in.
Just chilled in the chat there, so it's lovely to see you. Should we have a little chat about the podcast, and we can talk about some news over there. So if you are watching or listening to us for the very first time, we have Video Games Ahoy, and if you are back, then hello again. If you would like to go and listen to our back catalogue, it's 75 episodes deep now, with many other episodes about other things there as well.
Yeah, there's probably not 100 episodes, not 100 things.
It's close to 90 though. We must be close to
90 vids
on other things as well. So yeah,
100 by the year's out.
Yeah, I know. I'm really excited for our end of year retrospective, but also our predictions next year. That was really fun.
And I've already started work on accumulating stuff from our last year's predictions.
Nice.
And do you want a fun thing that you say, Jonny?
Yes.
If they do a Xenoblade Chronicles remaster, I will have no reason to ever buy a Wii U.
There we are. Exactly.
There
we are.
Now you have a Wii U.
Now I have a Wii U because they didn't do it. So bastards.
They did.
Yeah. Well, they did not. I think I meant Xenoblade Chronicles X. That's
right.
That's
not what you meant.
I don't have any information in front of me, but that's what I'm assuming that I must have said. Just because I don't want to sound like an idiot.
I feel like we just did predictions. How can we be coming up to predictions again? We just did that.
Yeah,
that was January?
Yeah, crazy.
December?
Yeah.
Man,
it's November now.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I realised we've just gone on a massive tangent because I haven't finished talking about the podcast. So, if you want to go listen to the episodes, go on to YouTube, go on to Patreon, and go on to other places like Amazon.
Twitch. If you're not watching live.
We're on Twitch. We do this live.
Yes.
We do this
live, baby.
We got to episode 50 and said, let's do this for one time, and now we can't stop. So keep
26
coming back.
episodes later.
Exactly.
We've been doing it live for half a year.
Yeah. It's been fun. It's been fun. Couldn't go back now. But yeah, check out all those episodes. Lots and lots of fun was to be had.
6 p.m. on a Monday, by the way.
Yes.
British time.
This is becoming a thing. 6 p.m. on a Monday. We've all just finished work. We've had a chance to do our things. Had some grub.
I've been to the gym.
Gone to the gym. Some of us have not gone to the gym and just been lazy. Zach Hamilton, I'm talking about.
Rude.
He's just come out of cryo freeze. To be fair to him.
Yeah. Wait, to be
In
fair,
like his skinny Sigourney Weaver panties, like an alien.
if you would
You know
like
how,
to
like,
see
when-
Zach's skinny Sigourney Weaver pants, then please send us money, and maybe you'll get one of those in the post. Zach, what are you going to say?
Chickpea's asking what a gym is. It's that thing with Pokemon in it.
Yes.
Don't worry, Chickpea.
I was going to say it's a person normally named James, but you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Gaim? What's a gaim?
Oh, a game.
I'm assuming that's Simpsons.
It is obviously The
Yeah,
Simpsons. And that's
I mostly don't make Simpsons references except for around Johnny because I know you'll get
you
them.
know I get them. Yeah, exactly. Well, after season 12, beyond season 12, it's a loss.
It's sad that you censor yourself otherwise, though, Zach, because
Yeah.
it sounds like every sentence would have been a Simpsons
It
quote,
would have been. Yeah.
but Johnny's not there.
Exactly. It's like, oh, where's Johnny? Like somewhere I'll be like, I can hear you in the distance. All right, that's enough of the podcast. We'll see you next week. No, we will get onto the news. That's what we'll do. We need a news jingle. Shall I commission a news jingle?
Yeah.
Please.
What's been happening this week? It's the news with Johnny, Zach, and Daffy G.
Lovely. Very
I'm
nice.
genuinely going to
I really
take that.
didn't think you were going to resolve it. I thought you were just going to let it hang.
Yeah.
But I like that it came back down. I like it.
I don't think Dav realizes that I'm going to add that into every week now.
Only if
When
Dav Weeks isn't
If
in
Dav Weeks is here, then I'll just go Davy G and Dav Weeks.
it. And Dav Weeks.
And that'll be it. That'll be it. I'll put them all together. That's our news. Zach, I'll come to you for the games we've been playing. So better start thinking of some jingles.
Get that mandolin off the wall.
Yeah, I really Gustavo Santuella. That's what I'm expecting. Some sort of really like sad, luscious games we've been playing. Our hearts we've been slaying. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Nintendo because they had their their retrospective for the last 3 months.
Yes.
Let's talk about their financials because they've actually done pretty well. We'll talk about how many units the Switch has sold. 92.87 million so far. That's up to September. That's been an extra month since then, so probably even more. It's coming close to the 100 million mark. I think they tend to make around about 10 million around Christmas time, so I think they'll beat the Wii by the start of next year. I'm assuming that's going to happen.
Well, and they've also come out and said that they're probably only going to be able to make 24 million Switches.
Yes.
Like manufacture 24 million Switches by March next year.
Yeah.
And they're just going to sell through. So
Yep. It's not slowing down. It is actually incredible how it's not really. You'd expect at this point, like, okay, yeah, well, it's close to 100 million, but it's not. It's still they're still like they lowered their estimations from like 27 to 24, and it's like that's ridiculous. That's insane. Anyway,
Yeah.
I've got some information. I'll just throw at you guys, and then we'll have a chat about that. So Nintendo reveals that it has shifted 8.28 million consoles between April and September 2021, which is not a particular summer is not the strongest part of the year really. It's the lead up to Christmas. Well, I guess it's the lead up to October up to December is usually the busiest part, but also from Christmas onwards is pretty good as well. After Christmas, I should say. Sales are down year on year, but last year was Animal Crossing, and that sold a lot of consoles on its own, basically. What else have we got here? I'm going to read through some of the hardware sales for previous Nintendo consoles, and I'm going to show how far away it is from others. Here we go. So the Wii sold 101 million, Switch is on 92. The NES sold 61, and Switch has sold 30. Switch has sold Nintendo 64 and more than Nintendo 64 and the NES put together.
What's mad about the NES though is how many games everyone was buying.
Yeah.
Like the amount of software sold compared to hardware is insane for the NES.
And the thing is as well, I guess back in those days, that is a ridiculous number considering how hard it must have been to get a hold of. It's not as easy to get a hold of. What it was back then. It sold 3 Nintendo 64s worth. It sold almost double SNES worth. It sadly sold 4 times than the GameCube, and I'm not even going to mention the Wii U because some of the best games on the Switch have sold more than the Wii U. But I am one of those owners now, so I should say that is the best console.
You didn't buy yours brand new though.
No, I did not. I haven't contributed to Nintendo's wealth, but I'm definitely on that list. I'm the one right at the end because no one's bought one since me. We're gonna move on to games now. We're on to games. The top 10 best-selling games for the Nintendo Switch. Ring Fit Adventure. That's number 10. 12.2
nice.
million. That's really impressive for considering other games. Like Luigi's Mansion's been pushed out, but it has sold over 10 million, which is nice to hear.
Lockdown, mate.
I know, it's crazy.
People needed to get fit.
Yeah.
And they just bought a Switch.
Oh yeah. Splatoon
the Switch
2,
Lite came out.
Splatoon 2, 12.68. Pokemon Let's Go, 13.8. Super Mario Party at 16.4. That is Super Mario Party makes me angry. We've discussed this before, considering what they did with it and what they eventually did to it. And then it was like, okay, yeah, we're going to add some online functions, but nothing else. Bye. Here's a new game. It's like, well, screw you. I'm going to buy it anyway, but still. Super Mario Odyssey is at 21.95 million. Best selling Mario game in a long time. Pokemon Sword and Shield, 22 million. Breath of the Wild's up to 24 million, which is ridiculous because it's like, I think the best-selling game before Breath of the Wild for Zelda was like 10 million. So it's it's insane. Smash Bros. Ultimate 25, Animal Crossing 34 million in just over a year is stupid. And then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 38.74 million, and that is important because it is now not only the best-selling racing game of all time, but now the best-selling Mario Kart game of all time, and that doesn't even include the 6 million in sales I think it was from the Wii U.
And it's a remaster.
It's a remaster. It's
mad.
A remaster.
People are hungry for Mario Kart. Still, it's still in like the top 10 charts.
I'm a hungry hippo for some more Mario Kart. I would like to gobble down on some Mario Kart. I think it's time, but it's. Really,
I think it's made. They're just waiting for MK8 to finally slip out of the top 10.
And it's not. The thing is, it's not slipping out of the top 10. I saw the UK top 10 today. It's like 4. And Call of Duty came out this week. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely bonkers. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 is just doing incredible numbers. I've got some other bits of information I'm going to throw at you now.
Go on.
Skyward Sword has now sold more copies than the original Wii version in 77 days.
That's pretty impressive.
Just over 3.5 million. Like I said, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best-selling Mario Kart game ever, as well as the best racing game of all time. And Nintendo Switch Online now has over 32 million members. Now, this is slightly... I don't know if this includes like a family plan as one member, or if it includes all of the members in the family plan. I'm assuming not.
I think it does involve all the members.
That's what I mean. Like
they'd have to allow them all to be.
Yeah,
online.
I'm assuming it's not a family plan as one member. Yeah, yeah. So what you're saying is right, Dav. But 32 million. That means it's one in 3. That seems about right. Just because you have to have it for online.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money that Nintendo are bringing in just for giving people access to the internet. Which
but it is a lot cheaper than the offerings from Sony and Xbox.
That is true. And Microsoft allows you to play online without paying now, don't they?
Free-to-play games.
Free-to-play games. There we go. Okay. Oof.
So Halo multiplayer, you won't need Xbox Live for.
That's crazy.
That's mad.
I tell you what. Did we have a chat about the Halo online? Like, I don't think we spoke about how amazing it looks now.
I don't think so. Oh, it looks so good.
I think I think it's because that week off. Zach, did you get a chance to see the new Halo footage?
I think I've seen some of the... Was there a new level?
There was a campaign sort of reveal trailer.
Oh, I don't think I saw that then. I think I just saw some screenshots, but of like maybe some of the maps or something, but I haven't seen any of the footage.
Just realised what the date is. It comes out a month today, not a week today.
Month today, yeah.
Month today, yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It does look really good, and the break has clearly benefited them. I imagine they probably still could have done with a bit more time because obviously they've had to push stuff back, but it does look good. It does look good. But yeah, also speaking of good, Nintendo, they've done pretty well, and they're going to break 100 million units, and that's all I've got to say about that. Does anyone have anything to add about Nintendo doing well with their money?
No, they can do no wrong.
Davgate, And let me forget that, because just in case I run out of a title, he also
It's
said
not
earlier,
It's not necessarily a compliment.
Oh no, I was just going to say that's a spicy meatball. Is what you said earlier. That's a spicy meatball. Oh, yeah. Cool. Great.
Good.
Perfect. We've got at least one in the bank. Should we move on to the next topic? And that is Bandai Namco and From Software have released a sizable chunk, 20 minutes of gameplay from Elden Ring. And have either of you two seen it?
I've seen some of it. Yeah,
I saw some of it.
It looks so bonkers.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Zach, actually, what do you think? Because like we haven't heard from you in a while. What are your thoughts on the old
flying horses? That's so funny. Like that just killed me. I don't know why that was. Does that seem like a good idea to you guys, or does that just seem like just seems so stupid to me? Like I don't understand why that's happening. That's all I could think the whole time was they were like, "Yeah, did you know the horses can?" And then it just went. It looked like it really looked to me like a Skyrim mod. I don't know. It just cracked me up, and that's all I could think about the whole time. It feels in sort of like. Do you guys play the Mordor series?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one, anyway.
It has like a similar landscape, which makes sense. The same world and all that stuff, but it doesn't seem. I don't think it's going to be as good as that was at the time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it feels because one of the wild things about those games was like they were creating a totally new canon for the in between the series, which to me just seemed like such a risky strategy, like to do something that's so pivotal in that universe. But it seemed to work and no one was really mad about it, or maybe people were, but like people were largely, it seems like people were largely kind of accepting of that as like, that's part of the canon, that's fine, that's cool. But like the first bit of footage I think I saw was like you're fighting a dragon. Yeah. And that sort of felt, it looked cool and stuff, but it felt like a little generic sort of fantasy stuff.
Fantasy, yeah.
Is that unfair do you think? Or
well, I'll say there is a part where there is a massive gold urn that's stuck in the ground with spindly arms and legs and a stamp for a head called Iron Fist, and he's like, "Can you get me out of this hole?" And then like your character like goes behind it, like, gets out a massive bit of wood and goes whack, and he goes, "Yes, one more," and he goes, "Oh, yes, very good," and it's very entertaining.
Okay, so that's like more the direction I would want it to go, because like it does need to sort of, it can't just feel like high fantasy stuff, can it? You know, like that would kind of defeat the point.
And I'm sure there's lots that they aren't showing yet.
Yes.
Yeah, completely. So it's like I'm being a bit critical, really, of something which I think they've released like
no one else is.
They've released like 20 minutes of footage, so like there's no way I can know. It's just those are the two things that struck me most noticeably. And I didn't watch the whole thing actually, because I have to say I'm not like I'm not like crazy hyped about Lord of the Rings stuff.
It's not Lord of the Rings. It's just got a very similar name.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
No. It's just Elden Ring.
Wait, what?
It's
an original story from George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, George R.R. Martin.
Okay, you're blowing my mind here, because I thought the whole thing was that it was a fucking Lord of the Rings game.
No.
What? Why is everyone so excited about it? This is blowing my mind. Okay, so for months, no. Before we go on, for months we've been like ages ago we had the what the fuck? Ages ago we had the announcement trailer, like the teaser, and I was like, oh, it's a Lord of the Rings game, right? Like because it's called the Elden Ring. Isn't that a fucking Elden? All right, okay. I take everything back. I now the flying horses makes way more sense, because I was picturing like fucking Frodo riding along and then just being like whoop whoop, like okay, all right. I take it all back.
So you are pro flying horses now.
Well, like it's more just that it felt inconsistent with like what I was expecting. This is ridiculous. I can't believe that. I gotta look this up. I feel like I can't be the only person who thought this.
That's been gone for like a month in the fever dream, thinking that From Software making a Lord of the Rings game.
I love it. What I love about it as well is just how irate you must have been as well. No, they can't add flying horses to Lord of the Rings.
Well, like, no, I just did because I'm not like a Lord of the Rings person, so I don't like really give a shit. Like if they were gonna do that, that's fine. It's not gonna offend me, but it did make me laugh because I was just like, it felt so inconsistent. And that's why I had a problem with the dragon, because I was like, okay, there are technically dragons in Lord of the Rings.
That's true.
But it's not the most interesting thing about that world. No. So it seems like an odd choice to show that off. Right. Okay. That makes way more sense. Okay. I'm sorry. Someone else talk about it because I obviously have no fucking idea what I'm talking about.
I tell you what I did enjoy.
Jesus.
The sky. It did look really nice.
Did it? I didn't notice the sky. I was just too transfixed on the talking jar.
I love the talking jar as well. I really enjoyed that. But no, the sky genuinely. I mean, I'm not. I am saying this like with sincerity. Like the sky was genuinely beautiful. The way they designed it is genuinely gorgeous. So if you get a chance to look at it, just look at the sky because it's really nice.
Look at the sky.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Dark Souls, so it's nice to hear that it's going to be a little bit more forgiving than Dark Souls. Still tough, but not as like brutal as Dark Souls and all those games. So I am really excited. I'm not as pumped as other people are. Some people are genuinely mind-blowingly pumped. They saw this and their minds just exist no longer because they've blown.
That 20 minutes of gameplay is a lot of people's favorite game of the year from this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like fair enough. Like we all get hyped about different games and whatever. But I'd say I'm excited on the what's the opposite of hyped?
Jazzed?
Jazzed? Jazzed feels really cool, doesn't it? But yeah, maybe like...
You're happy for people that they get this game?
Yeah, I am happy for people if they get the game. But I would say I'm somewhere at like the 7 out of 10 if 10 is hyped.
Would it be fair to say that you're apprehensive?
Not apprehensive. I'd say apprehensive.
Okay.
I'd say I am like this is going to be a good
optimistic.
Game. Yeah, this is going to be a good game. Yeah,
okay.
But I'm not. My titties are not being blown off by it. Is what I would say.
I'm watching the footage now, and now it makes so much more sense, and I'm so much more into this now because I just kind of thought that
I love this.
It really just felt. Do you know what's weird? Do you know why it felt so wrong? Was because the whole thing just felt like it was someone just made a game that looked a bit like Lord of the Rings and then just slapped the title on.
Elden Ring?
But it's not that. So that makes me actually think this looks cool now. All right.
Awesome. Okay.
I'm looking at the jar as well.
Well, let's move on. Let's blow Zach's mind with a second story.
God damn it.
That is that, and this is actually the last story we're going to talk about because it's a fairly like weird one, and I kind of want to get Dav Gabe's opinion on this. Even though none of us have played it, I don't think. I played a little bit of it, not enough. The head of Square Enix has claimed that Crystal Dynamics was a bad fit for Marvel's Avengers, given its lack of experience with the games as a service model. Now, I'm going to read a little bit more information here, and then we'll have a chat about that, because this is their fault? Anyway,
yes.
Addressing shareholders in a statement published in the company's annual report, President Yosuke Matsuda said Square Enix needed to learn from the game's disappointing performance. Notably, he highlighted the importance of matching development studios with game designs that best suit their skills and interests. Avengers developer Crystal Dynamics is best known as the studio behind the single-player Tomb Raider series of games, and its next project is a collaboration with Xbox Game Studios on Perfect Dark. Now, before I pass over to you, Dav, because I know you've had a thought about this, and I know you've got some thoughts, I just wanted to say, like, this seems like an insane thing to say after the fact. Oh yeah, maybe we should pair people up with stuff they know what they're doing. You're the president of Square Enix. How do you not know? Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Dav, what are your?
I feel like Square Enix often get it wrong.
They vibe a lot, don't they?
So often. They didn't even finish releasing all the DLC for Final Fantasy 15 because they messed it up so much. Yep. And I like that. I really like that game. I've near enough 100%ed it. I didn't actually 100% it, but I got near enough. And in fairness, when they get it right, they get it really right.
Yeah.
But look at that Final Fantasy Dark Souls game. It looks bad, and they've got Babylon's Fall, which looks clunky.
Yeah.
And they brought. I remember they had. It was called Japanese RPG Studio or something like that, or not Studio Japan. That was the
Sony.
Anyway,
yeah.
Tokyo RPG Factory. That's
there
the one.
Go.
And they brought out a game called Lost Sphere, and that was just a really standard RPG. That was maybe a bit like 15 years after it should have come out. And then they brought out another one. Oh, sorry, I Am Setsuna. And then they brought out Lost Sphere, which kind of had the same issue.
Yeah.
But then they bring out like Octopath Traveler, which was great for 20 hours and then was just the same old. And there were some issues within that game, but a great idea. Now they've got Triangle Strategy coming out. That looks really cool. I am kind of worried that if it's too long, they might not have enough going on within the game to actually like keep you interested. So hopefully the battle mechanics really good.
I was gonna say the combat might help a lot there because
the combat in Octopath Traveler is excellent, but once you've got it down after about 10 hours, you're really like you're not really doing much else. But then you've got Final Fantasy VII Remake. Forspoken's coming out. That looks like it could be good. I'm not really sure yet. I'm still unsure on that one. That was headed by Amy Hennig. And then you've got the Final Fantasy 16 that we've not heard much about since the reveal trailer, which looks cool, but who knows? Square Enix is just a bit of a weird one for me. And they've just released Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that them? Eidos Montreal? Is that Square Enix?
I think, that's Square Enix. That is.
Yeah, and that's coming out with good reviews.
Yeah,
to be fair.
People seem to be really enjoying that game. Like, it's people are saying don't miss out on it. It's fun, and it seems like everything Avengers should have been. And I don't blame Crystal Dynamics.
Absolutely not. And like, it's so weird because if the Avengers game wasn't a games as a service game, I'd have already played it and completed it.
Me too.
But like, it's such a barrier of entry for me. I'm like, do I really want to grind loot as like Iron Man to get like a different shoulder pad? I'm like, no, I want to feel like a badass and destroy everything in my path.
Didn't they start charging people like the whole thing recently?
So they added new pay to win things basically for like a fragment extractor and a hero's catalyst. And they've taken them out actually. They took them out very recently.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, because everyone was just like, no.
I was like, gross.
Yeah.
And they're finally bringing the PlayStation exclusive playable Spider-Man in the Avengers game, November 30th, which is gross in itself as well.
Yeah.
Man, like, it sucks because I went to watch Eternals this weekend, no spoilers, but I loved it.
Really?
Like, Marvel are smashing it. Shang-Chi was amazing as well.
That's on Friday. I'm really excited to see that.
Oh, on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Man, like they've got really good stuff, and like they're managing to sort of get they're vamping up for phase 4 or whatever. But these games are just like not hitting. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is apparently good.
I think Avengers was just a big old flop, wasn't it? And like
you've got Avengers.
I think the annoying thing with this is that they seemed like Square Enix seem like they're blaming Crystal Dynamics when Crystal Dynamics have never made a game as a service, like a game as service. Like they've never made that before. Like, so why would you make them make that and then get annoyed that they've never made one? You know that they've never made it before, so why would you do that and then be annoyed? It baffles me. It baffles me that like the president of Square Enix would say something stupid like that. But like I said earlier, I often feel like Square Enix are just vibe. Everything is vibes. They'll just go with the flow, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But
that when it works though.
Yeah.
Oh baby.
Let's move on to Zach Hamilton. Zach, do we have a games you've been playing jingle?
Man, fuck. All right.
Yes. Here we go.
Let me find something to play.
Okay.
It's the games we've been playing. It's the games we've been playing. Games we've been playing.
Yeah.
You do realize I'm actually going to take these recordings and
Please
use them
don't.
every single week in the podcast. So if you want to listen to that podcast, you need to listen to the podcast. You just need to hear that because I can't do it live. I probably could actually. Probably could do it live.
Can you do it live? You probably could.
I probably could. Just a little click of the button. I'll start off just because mine amounts to about nothing really. I'm still playing Deathloop when I have the time, but I was away the weekend, so I haven't really had a chance to play it. I don't know how far away I am from completing it. It's still awesome. It's still one of the coolest games ever. And I also played Animal Crossing for about 20 minutes, but I didn't really have time to play it more than 10 minutes. So I haven't really explored all the DLC, but I probably will pick it up this week. Other than that, I've not really played anything. So that is my pointless start. Who would like to go next?
Zach, why don't you go?
I'll go next. I've been waiting to talk about Horizon for ages because I've not been here. But I don't know. To be honest, I stopped playing it.
Really?
I was enjoying it. Like, I was really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I was playing it a lot. I was really enjoying the combat. And then I guess I just kind of got distracted. I found I was kind of not making very much progress. I think maybe I started on too hard of a difficulty. But the problem I have with the difficulty is that it's not so much that the combat is harder. It's just that they have more health.
Right.
That's kind of my big problem with it. So like a big battle doesn't really feel like a big battle unless
it just goes on.
It just kind of goes on for a long time. And I think that's a real shame because I actually think the combat is really satisfying. Like, there's really nice, like, snappy sounds, and it's all like about like precision and timing, and it feels very involved. And that's not always the case with real-time combat. But yeah, I don't know. And then I was doing like main missions, and I was kind of getting mulched because if I die in a fight, I have to go back, and it's like 20 minutes worth of just like firing arrows. And so I went and did like side missions to level up, but it kind of was similar, and I kind of got bored. And it's not that I really fell out with it. It's actually just that I started playing other stuff. I started playing Back for Blood with friends, which I didn't really enjoy to start with, but I kind of have warmed to, mainly just because it's a nice cooperative game to play with a couple of friends. I'm quite enjoying that. It's not like it really doesn't reinvent the wheel. It's just kind of
it's like
good,
a solid 7.5 out of 10 with your pals.
With your friends. It's not crazy on you. Like if I was ever playing on my own, I was probably like watching a movie. Like at the same time, I watched some like spooky movies over Halloween and like play, and that was kind of fun. And then with all the stuff about the Nintendo 64 emulator being on the Switch. I don't have a Switch, so I didn't.
I was good, man. I thought you were going to say you bought one.
No, but what I also didn't do was put an emulator on my phone, because you can do that now. I didn't do that, and I didn't think about. I wasn't surprised to hear about the fact that you can run an N64 emulator on your phone. That's crazy that you can do that.
We wouldn't know, of course.
I don't know if that's possible, but that's I would be very surprised. Yeah. Anyway, what have you guys played the Horizon game at all?
I did. Yeah, I didn't experience. So basically, I was playing something else at the same time, and I think that
was
kind of
Breath
like
of the Wild.
It probably was.
Yeah.
That's not because they came out. I know they came out at the same time. More just I was playing Breath of the Wild for about 4 years. No, I didn't feel as you, but I did feel like the second half of the game I kind of rushed it to finish it.
Yeah, that's kind of, if I'm going to finish it, I'm probably going to rush it.
Yeah, which is what I did towards the end. I was like, okay, but I also think there was an element of big open world fatigue for me. When I played it as well.
I also agree with you. You said at the time, I think that after playing Breath of the Wild, you kind of felt like, I just want to be able to like climb stuff and go places.
Man.
And I don't think that Horizon is very good about one of my personal gaming things, which is getting around.
Yep.
Getting around is kind of a chore. Like either you're riding one of the horse thingies, and that's better but still very slow, or you're walking, and it's not fun to walk. There's nothing in it. So most of the time I'm fast traveling, and that's something I don't really like to do in big open world games. I kind of think that's not really the fun of it. Like I want to travel around and be like, shit, there's that thing that I didn't know was there. I kind of enjoy that experience. But it didn't spoil it. That wasn't enough to like ruin the game. It was just like a consistent gripe that I found myself having.
No,
being like, fuck, now I have to go over there.
I think that game always kind of suffered as well. You're totally right. Like, and exactly the thing as well. Like that game completely suffered because it came out the exact same time as Breath of the Wild. As soon as I played Breath of the Wild, I was like, okay, well, games are going to have to compete with this, with how easy it is to get around. Like exactly like you said, and Horizon suffers in that way. Saying that. The sequel looks like it's taken everything that Breath of the Wild's done. It's like you can paraglide now. Things you seem to be able to climb easier, so
you can climb most things.
Yeah, which is good.
Do you know what's interesting? Actually, just as a side point, have you guys ever seen the movie Nausicaa: Valley of the Wind?
I have not.
Yes. Yeah.
So like, there was some talk a few years ago where everyone was like, "Wouldn't it be cool if someone made a game of that?" And Horizon is very nearly that, like, because it's like big monsters, and it's like this female protagonist who's like trying to keep the world together and make sure that there's no massive wars, and like make sure that there's like a balance of like their way of life and all that stuff. But the one thing that's missing is that she has a really cool glider that like she just flies around on, and it's so cool. So I'll be very interested. Have they shown footage of the glider and
she
stuff?
has. Yeah, she has. Yeah, it's a glider.
I'm gonna have a little look. Is it just literally Breath of the Wild?
I actually can't remember, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, they've. Well, and to be fair, like, I have no problems with it because they've gone. Yeah,
I think
I have no issues with that because they've realized it's just a better way of getting around.
I agree with that.
It's fun.
Fully.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's fun. Heaven forbid.
Anything else, Zach, before we move on to Dav?
No, move on. Let's hear what you've been playing, Davy.
I think I know what you're going to talk about, but I'm very excited to hear what you say.
Yeah, you do know what I'm going to talk about. One game in particular, I've got some other stuff, but I'll just leave that for now because I want to dive deep into this.
Okay.
I have been playing, I've completed the expansion for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Dope.
I bloody love that game. Oh my gosh. So my history with Final Fantasy VII is that I've tried the proper one twice, and I got to Seventh Heaven, which is the bar you go to after you do the Midgar bit, and I was like, oh, this the Maka reactor, and I was like, oh, this is cool, and then I'm like, I have no motivation at all to go any further. But the Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's kind of structured like Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
It's very linear, and then like it goes, bloop, do some side quests, bloop, main quest.
Yeah.
For like 10 hours.
Yeah.
And it works, and the combat system is great.
Yeah,
it's really great. They've really managed to sort of bring turn-based combat into the 21st century in a way that I've not seen before. Like, it's kind of that sort of ATB battle style, the sort of like, you know, your skills are loading up, so you're able to use them, and then once you fill up a bar, you can use one of your skills. Meanwhile, you're attacking, you're dodging, you're doing lots and lots of balancing, because you can switch between the characters. So if like for instance in the reactor, when you're against that sort of scorpion tank, and you need to switch between Cloud and Barrett. This is before you get to switch over what magic everyone has, what materia they've got. You switch Barrett because Barrett's got the long range with the machine gun arm, and then you have to switch back to Cloud because then in the bit where he's far distance, he's only weak to, I think, fire, and then Cloud has the fire, and then when he's in a different situation, he's only weak to alert thunder. So you have to go back to Barrett, and there's a lot of switching around, a lot of tactics like that, and then like you're like trying to level up different materials, you get new abilities and stuff, and man, it's just so good. I think the voice acting is incredible.
It is great.
I'd say Cloud is probably the weakest one out of all of them, but that's kind of his vibe of being like a mopey dweeb.
Man, that was all the rage in the 90s. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to throw that comment.
People love mopey dweebs in the 90s.
It's my whole personality.
And yeah, man, like, just I love the world of it and the bonkers story that goes with it, and like I probably understood 80% of it, and I'm sure like some of it will make more sense in the next game, and some of it will have made sense to people who played the original. But I was so grateful when I finished the game to have the expansion there and then, to be like, oh my god, yes, I want to play more of this game right now, and there's more here. And like the main game is probably 35 hours, I think it took me 32 to 35 hours. And then to have an extra sort of 6 hours of expansion and Yuffie in the expansion. I don't know if you've played it, Jonny.
I completed the expansion. I really enjoyed it.
I thought her combat was phenomenal.
So much fun.
It was amazing. So Zach, she has this massive katana thing, right? Not katana.
What are they
it's called a katana, but it's a shuriken star, right? But it's like a massive thing that she can use melee, or she throws it and it loops around an enemy. And then when it's doing that, she can fire elemental magic. And then you can use your abilities to change which element your magic is, depending on what weaknesses they have. So like, and then you press L2, and then the guy that you're with, Sonon?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. It sounds right.
then like synergizes with all your attacks, and then you can do certain abilities that are like synergized moves. And then you can also like you're also growing this other meter, which is like a massive elemental attack, and then you've got your summons as well. And there's just so much going on, but it felt so fluid and it felt so intuitive, and like the combat and that expansion, oh my gosh. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I really need to play as Yuffie in that second Final Fantasy VII game.
I'm assuming you will, because you can get it quite quickly in the original game. As soon as from Midgar, you can get it quite quickly.
Okay, and I really want to play. I'm really interested about the cloud with black hair. Can't remember his name now.
Yes. Oh my god, I can't remember his name.
It's just a dude's name.
It
is Zach. It is Zach.
Yeah, it is.
Just a dude's name. Yeah, really interested to see what that's about. And yeah, I'm just so excited to see where this world is going. I'm completely baffled by the whole Sephiroth thing. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there, really.
Well,
they've said he's a bad guy and they've got to take him down, but they've not really explained anything behind why he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And like, if you didn't know who Sephiroth was going into this game, all you think of is every now and then Cloud gets a headache. This guy with long white hair turns up and then isn't there at all, or is there? I'm not sure. And then like he's like, "Oh, I'm going to take the world for myself." And then you beat him, and then he's like, you can't beat me. And then the game kind of like ends after a 20-minute cutscene.
Yeah.
And you're like, sorry, who was that guy? Because I've just spent the last 35 hours
that's exactly
beating
what
up
happened.
Shinra. I've just spent the 35 hours beating up this mega corporation who are like taking the life energy of the planet, which I'm not even sure if that's true. I don't know where Barrett's got his information from. He just says that, and it's fact.
Yeah.
And no one else in the world believes it, but for some reason, him and his terrorist friends say it, and it must be the truth. But yeah, like, bloody love that game,
It's
and
bonkers,
I didn't expect to love it as much as I did, and I was just hungry for it. But man, yeah, Jonny, throw some questions at me. Well, because you love this game, right?
It's interesting because like I love the original game, and I love the remake, and I love the expansion. Like the biggest issue I had was that I felt like it was a bit too long. But again, that's because my experiences of Final Fantasy VII is it was one of my favorite games as a child, and one of my favorite games as an adult. So like I know how long it takes to get out of Midgar. I know all the story beats, and so like with Sephiroth and all that, it makes perfect sense to me. Like I know exactly what's going to happen. I know exactly what's there. I mean, the thing is, in the original game, he doesn't turn up. He's not in Midgar. There's barely any mention of him until after Midgar. So they have kind of just like put him in.
Shoehorned him in.
They have just shoehorned him in, which is why it feels so like what? Like what the hell?
Because it kind of felt like, and I quite liked this. It kind of felt like Cloud was remembering an alternate reality where all of this has already happened. He was getting like really like painful deja vus and there was he's getting like flash forwards as well, which I don't think are in the original.
No, they're not in the, well, basically, and this is just the theory at the moment, but it is thought that the remake is going to split from the original game, and the rest of the game is not going to be the same. So which
I think is
very
the right choice.
Very interesting. I have no issues with it, because if you want to play the original game, go play the original game. It's still
it's there. Yeah, it's everywhere.
There. So I have no issues. But what I was going to say to you is that like, I think you kind of answered this, but I'd like to hear more of it. You didn't feel that it was too long, did you? You thought that it was a good length.
Absolutely. Whenever I felt a slight dip in pace, it was for maybe 10 minutes, and then I was up again, and I was like, "Oh, okay, here we go." Which, like, for a JRPG, is if you start feeling like it's dipping, it takes a lot to get you back up there.
Yeah.
But no, I loved it, and I thought the length was great. Maybe if it had been any longer, it would have been. You know what? Maybe it was too long, because I think the last 5 hours of it just was absolutely bonkers, made absolutely no sense, was not explained at all, and made no relevance to the previous 30 hours I'd already played.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really know where I'm going with all this. And they don't resolve it, but they don't leave it open either.
Yeah.
They somehow just go, right, not that, go through here. Oh, look, different place now.
It definitely felt like to me that the second game should be out this year, rather than like 5 years down the line, because it feels slightly unresolved, and I guess when you play them all together, eventually when they're all together, they might feel fine. But I think you're right. The only thing I genuinely disliked and really, really disliked was the flipping ghost station in the train station. I hated that section. I genuinely hated that section. But again, for me, I know how long it takes to get through that in the original game, and it's literally 5 minutes.
Yeah, and a lot of the times where sort of it's a narrow hallway that you're going down, and they the only one that I did like, they put loads of things in you've got to pull this lever so that one character can run across and pull another lever so that you can get across. I'm like, I don't need any of this. This game would probably about 4 hours less if you took this stuff out, and that wouldn't be a problem. If you just gave me a hallway, these aren't interesting puzzles to solve. And the only one I did like was with the hands. They're like these massive mechanical hands, sort of the size of tanks, and you would have to pick up Aerith and move her to a different platform so that she could pull a lever, and then you have to move it and pick up a different crate or something to make a bridge so that she can cross over there, pull down a ladder so that you can get down. And I was like, okay, no, this is fun, and the hand things are really cool. I really like the motorbike sections.
Yeah, it was fun. You really enjoyed Badger from Breaking Bad?
Who is he?
He's Biggs, I think, or Wedge, one of those two. I can't remember which one.
He's Wedge.
Oh, he's Wedge. He's absolutely Wedge. Yeah, of course.
Because me and Zach had a conversation about it when Zach played it. It was it's Badger. It's crazy.
Dude, Wedge is a cool character. You got. Hey, you know what? You know what's really annoyed me is that I don't. This is a spoiler, everyone.
Okay.
Be warned.
Skip ahead by 20 seconds. Dav, go.
No one dies in this fucking game. Loads of people die, and then they just turn up 10 hours later, in a bed, going oh, what?
Yeah.
Where are the stakes?
Yeah. This is my worry in that if you've skipped ahead 20 seconds, skip ahead another 20 seconds. This is my worry that I think maybe they might change more. And I'm not going to say any more than that. But
yes, yeah.
Right, I appreciate your Final Fantasy VII, but a conversation. But I think it's time for us to play a quiz. I think it's time. It's been a while.
Quickly.
Yes.
Quickly. I'm going to talk about it whenever I complete it, which I don't know how long this game is, but I'm 11 hours into Death Stranding Director's Cut.
Oh, nice.
And I'm loving that game.
Yeah, I've heard.
You do nothing, but I'm loving it. Anyway.
I've heard exact same thing. I've heard some people have said they just they thought it was boring, but in a boring sense, if that makes sense. But it's boring, but it's interesting because of that.
And I bought it for 16 quid and then boosted up to the director's cut for a tenner, which is nice because I got a 70 quid game for 20 quid. I was
banging, absolutely banging. Right.
Oh, we need a quiz jingle, Johnny. It's your turn.
Jingle. Now it's time for the quiz. For the quiz. There we go. Right. What am I spinning?
You have to use that one every week as well.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to use all of them. Absolutely. Games. We've done that. Let's move on, John. You stupid man.
We'll have to get Dev Weeks to go.
Yeah, you can do the outro. And then the outro. Okay, question number 1. The original Xbox went through a number of different names before it landed on Xbox, but which of these names is fake? Okay? Sorry. Which of these games is not fake? I've not looked at this in a while. Which of these is not fake? Is it the O2? Is it the 11X? Or is it the M-Box? Actually, sorry. Which one of these is fake? 2 of these are actually real.
Right. Same again.
It is real.
It is the O2, the 11X, or the M-Box.
I think I've got it.
I've got it. Well, I've got an answer.
Okay. You guys have answers then, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, press enter.
11X.
11X.
It's the M-Box.
You bastard.
The O2 stood for Optimal Ozone or Optical Odyssey, and the M-Box is something I made up. 11X. It was the O2 and 11X were genuine considerations. They almost went with those before they landed on Xbox, which is insane.
Thank God they didn't.
Yeah, because M-Box, I thought that was quite clever. Microsoft Box. I thought that was I was going to rub you in. Here we go. Here's one you might enjoy. Official Nintendo of Europe materials give each of the Yoshis in Yoshi's Island a name, and these are used both in the official guide for the game and Club Nintendo comics. Okay, but which of these names is the name of one of Yoshi's pals? Okay, and it's a name after one of us. Although not quite Dav, but you'll hear I'm going. Is it Jonny? Is it Zaki? Or is it Davy? Because David is Dav.
So one of those is his actual friend's name.
One of these, Jonny, Zaki, or Davy or Davy is one of Yoshi's pals' names. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the blue one.
Okay.
Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Zaki.
Zaki, what do you go with?
I think it's Davy.
You're both wrong. It's Jonny, baby.
Oh,
damn it.
Jonny, baby.
I'm going to read all the names. It's Yoshi, Jonny, Sunny, Claudie, Eddie, Nettie, Tommy, and Marcy.
Weird.
Ridiculous.
Very weird.
Yeah.
I don't like any of that.
I'm so happy now. I'm a Yoshi.
The different color toads have names as well.
They really?
So do that question next week. The only one I know, so don't do the blue one.
Okay.
His name is Brackenberry.
Oh,
Wow.
Brackenberry.
Brackenberry.
Okay, question number 3. Worst games in a good year. Not
Lovely.
best year anymore because we've gone to the best years. Anyway, which of these games had the lowest score on Metacritic in the year of 1999? When I was a 40-year-old man. Is it Buster Groove 2, Jeremy McGrath Supercross 2000, Silhouette Mirage, or Zombie Revenge?
Ooh. One of these is crying out to be the worst
Buster
game.
Groove 2, Jeremy McGrath Supercross 2000, Silhouette Mirage, or Zombie Revenge?
It could be any of those. Those all sound terrible.
Is the Supercross game on the Game Boy?
No.
Okay.
2 of them are on PlayStation 1, it looks like, and 2 of them are on the Dreamcast.
Lovely. Okay, I've got an answer.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Silhouette Mirage.
Zach?
Zombie Revenge.
It is Jeremy McGrath Supercross
Bollocks.
2000. Yeah, it's not, don't know what? Like, previously we've done this, it's usually like a 17, but because it's 1989, we only have a finite amount of like...
Right. Yeah.
So, Silhouette Mirage had 69, Buster Groove 2 had
Nice.
66, Zombie Revenge had 60, and Jeremy McGrath Supercross 2000, the worst rated game of the year, had a 43.
43. That was like, all the rest were like 60s, and that's a 43.
43, it's quite a drop off.
Wow.
Jeremy McGrath must have been gutted.
Maybe he slept with the reviewer's wife.
Yeah, maybe. Question number 4.
All of their wives.
What is the best-selling game from the list below? New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, New Super Mario Bros. For the Wii, or Super Mario World?
Best reviewed game.
Best-selling.
Oh.
Super Mario World for the what?
So, Super Mario World
for the SNES?
Yeah. For the SNES. So, Super Mario Bros. For the DS, Super Mario Bros. For the Wii, or Super Mario World for the SNES. Or the SNES, depending on how you pronounce it.
All right, I've got my answer.
Yeah, I've got an answer.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
I've gone DS.
One of you's got it right. Zach,
I
what's
went
your
with
answer?
Wii. I went with the Wii.
We are sorry to tell you that it's for the DS.
Really?
Yeah, Wheelie.
That's ridiculous. That's the worst one of those 3 games.
It's so in last place was Super Mario World, 26.6 million. Super Mario Bros. For the Wii, 30.3. The DS, 30.8. So it's actually only half a million behind.
Okay.
Really close. But then the DS sold 50 million more units than the Wii. So
That's such a travesty. Super Mario World is the best Mario game. It's so good.
It is definitely the second best. You're right.
Ooh, what's the best?
Bros 3.
Oh yeah, no. To be honest, I won't argue with that. Actually, that is a very, very good game. If you just said like 64, I'd have been like, I'm done.
I'd have thrown myself out the window.
It's clearly Super Mario Sunshine. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, question number 5. Which game from this list of 4 did not come out in 2008? Okay, is it Dead Space, COD 4, Modern Warfare, the first one, Fallout 3, or Left 4 Dead?
Say that again, that last one.
Left 4 Dead. Well, there's a 4 in there.
Say them all again. It was
Dead Space, COD 4, Modern Warfare, Fallout 3, or Left 4 Dead.
Oh, damn it. I think I'm really good with this. This is really hard.
One of them came out either 2007 or 2009.
So this is all these games come out in 2008 apart from one of them. But which
All
one
right,
was
I've
it?
got my answer.
Okay, Zach, are you ready?
Oh, it's between two. What? Is either one of them?
4, Zach.
No, it's not. Oh shit! All right, this is gonna be wrong. Damn it.
3, 2, 1. Press enter.
Dead Space.
Dead Space. Zach, what are you going with?
COD 4.
And you're right. It's COD 4 Modern Warfare
Yeah,
2007. Yeah, well done.
I thought Dead Space came out in 2009. I was pretty sure it was 2009, but it's
Okay.
Right.
yeah.
Here it comes. You all know what's coming.
It's Play That Kazoo.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Here we go.
I actually just got done playing this game.
And keep going, dude. And repeat.
That was real. You really committed to that one.
I did. It's ingrained in my brain.
Yeah.
Do you need
why.
franchise or game?
I will. I
Give him
will
a half
take.
point.
I'll give you a. Depending on what you say, we'll get to that road when we decide to go down it.
Okay. I've got an answer.
3, 2, 1. Press enter.
It's
what you go
so
with?
Zelda though. I said Zelda.
And Zach, what is it?
It's Lilac Wars or Star Fox 64, depending on what country you're in.
Yes, that's true, and that's exactly what I've written as well. Lilac Wars or Star Fox 64. The reason why is because it's also in Smash Bros. And the reason why I know it so well is because in Smash Bros. 64, it just repeats constantly. So if you play that level, which is a brilliant level, by the way, on Smash Bros.
It's such a good level.
It's a great level. It just repeats. Great game.
Fun fact: on the predictions episode, Zach was playing Lilac Wars at the time.
Do you know what's so funny is I'm actually since I'm playing my I'm not playing an emulator
if
on my
you
phone.
were to.
Yes, if
If I were to,
yeah.
then currently I would be playing that again.
Oh, nice. That's good to know that
Very
that's
good.
what you would be playing if you had done that. Question number 7, gaming slogan. Which of these slogans belong to the Game Gear? Okay. To be this good takes Sega. Find the right gear. Game Boys only want the Game Gear.
Oh, that's a good one. Say them,
That is good,
say them
yeah.
again.
There's 3. To be this good takes Sega. Find the right gear. And Game Boys only want the Game Gear.
We want the one that's not true or is true.
You want the one that is true. So 2 of those are fake. I've made 2 of those up.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, press enter.
The first one.
So Dav, you think to be this good takes Sega is
Yeah.
real, and Zach, you think Game Boys want the Game Gear. Zach Hamilton, you've been suckered in by the masterclass.
It's genius. Really good.
I spent
Really good.
about half an hour trying to come up with that. Because it's
Really
exactly
good.
what they would have done. Why didn't they do
Exactly
that?
what they would have done.
Idiots!
Yeah.
What's there?
The second and third one were just too good.
Find the right gear. Game Boys only want the Game Gear. Because they did that. Oh, anyway. Sega, you owe me one. All right.
What, 30 years too late?
Go back in time. Use that. Everyone will love you. Question number 8. Don't quote me on it. Which video game does this famous quote come from? Okay, here we go. You can't break a man the way you break a horse. The harder you beat a man, the taller he stands. Is that Far Cry 2, Fallout 4, or Just Cause?
You can't beat a man the way you beat a horse. You can't beat a man the way you beat a horse. Actually, 2 of them are Latin American, aren't they?
Yes. You can't break a man the way you break a horse. The harder you beat a man, the taller he stands.
Oh, Where was Johnny's mind at when he got this quote?
I will be honest, I do just go on a website that gives you loads of video game quotes and I just take them from there. So honestly, none of these are like my preferences. They're just quotes that I found. And then I go like, oh, that could be from this game.
Well, I've got an answer.
Okay, you've got an answer. What's your answer, Zach? Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Oh, we both
went Far Cry 2, and you're both right. It's Far Cry 2.
Yeah, that sounds like a Far Cry kind of thing for them to say.
Question number 9. What year was Nintendo founded?
Oh, you cheeky bitch.
1885, 1889, or 1893? 1885, 1889, 1893.
Nintendo FM.
It's crazy to think how long it's been going for.
Yeah.
18 something.
Yes.
You get a bonus point if you don't tell me what they were selling, because that's...
Cards!
Oh, damn it!
All right, I got it.
Okay. Do you guys have answers?
Yep.
Yep, cool. 3, 2, 1, press enter.
1893.
Zach?
I went at 1885.
Boys, you need to split the difference, because it is 1889.
We are doing terribly tonight. Jeez.
Okay.
Speak for yourself. This is my personal best.
Final question. We're going to spin the wheel.
Ooh, baby.
Spin it right now. Okay, here we go. It is a Zach question. Oh God,
I hope that you. I hope you used that as a tax write-off when you bought it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Zach, I do apologize, but Dav, sorry, I should apologize because I just realized how hard this question is.
That probably means I don't know it.
Because we haven't done the quiz in so long. I just had not forgot. Anyway, I'm sorry. What is the name of the protagonist from Attack on Titan, the game? Is it?
That is rough.
Is it Adol Kristin, Eren Yeager, or Kanji Tatsumi?
Is it? To be fair, there is a chance that you'll have heard this as a meme.
Say them again.
Adol Kristin, Eren Yeager. I could be pronouncing these wrong. I do apologize. Or Kanji Tatsumi.
Are they all in the game?
I believe so. Yes.
No,
I believe
are they all in
I believe
Attack
they're
on
from.
Titan?
I believe they're from from Attack on Titan. No, Zach's name. I'm wrong.
No.
Say the last two again.
Eren Yeager, Kanji Tatsumi.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do something slightly different here. I'm going to ask Dav to give his answer first.
Huh.
So Dav, if you give your answer, because I think Zach knows his answer, we'll build tension.
I've gone with... Why? What's the score?
I'll tell you when you give your answer.
This guy.
I went with Kanji Tatsumi.
Okay. Zach, what did you go with?
It's Eren Yeager.
No! That was the other one I wanted.
Which means that Zach has stolen a lead and won 4-3.
No!
Oh, that is so unfair. There's no way we're going to get that.
There's a reason why it's called the Wheel of Misfortune.
Yeah.
What was the Dav G question?
I can't tell you because then you might get that next week.
No! I promise I'll forget it.
No, but the thing is, I imagine Zach won't know that question. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to know. I'm surprised
honestly,
to pick one that I did know.
I'm looking at it now and I'm like, oh, I've given you I've given you a question that I think to a game only you have played.
It better be like, what's the name of the wife in Dead Space?
Change it. Okay, right. That is the end of podcast number 75. Thank you very much for listening today. If you enjoyed the show, then please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Follow Davy G. Watch his streams. Watch ours whenever we fancy doing it. Zach, you gonna stream soon? Or are you a busy boy?
I am quite busy at the moment, but
fine.
there is some talk of some streaming coming back.
There is whispers.
There are whispers.
Whispers of a stream.
It's on the social consciousness.
Yes. Okay. Great. Dav, are you streaming now?
Not tonight. No, I was streaming on Wednesday. I've been. I streamed a game called Maquette.
Oh,
Maquette. It's a cool game.
PS5,
Definitely check it out.
PS5 free.
It was on PS5, PS Plus, and it was like maybe 4 hours, I think. So I'm probably going to finish it Wednesday's stream.
Okay.
Really cool game. The puzzle, the story's naff, but it doesn't matter. The puzzling is like really unique. It's not something I've come across before, and it really is stretching my brain.
Okay.
In a good way.
That's great. Yeah. So we'll just end here then. You're not missing out on anything if you end here, which is going to go. But we're going to rate someone else first. Thanks, gents. It was lovely. Zach, that beard's back, and it's lovely to see you again.
We're back again.
Glorious.
Dav, I mean,
it's nice to see you both.
Forever buddy at this point, and I'm very grateful.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's the end of us. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.